Hello Year 4, today you're going to have a go at planning your set of instructions for how to train your dragon. I've got a starter for you here which is looking at with the difference between whether sentences are statements or commands. So if you pause the film and then have a go at the activities when you're ready. The robber scaled the roof and broke in through the skylight is a statement. Get the dustpan and brush, but be careful not to cut yourself is a command. Arrest that man is a command. At 4:30 a.m, the intruder was arrested by 6 policemen is a statement. Which two of these sentences are commands? Well, we've got a question here. Leave the building by the nearest exit is a command. The dinosaur exhibition is very popular is a statement. Ask at reception for directions to the main hall is a command. And the key thing you can notice is that we've got our imperative verb here at the front, leave and ask, which is a good clue or an indicator that it's a command. Write a command a teacher could say at the end of playtime. Remember to use correct punctuation. If it was a command that was quite forceful, you might have an exclamation mark at the end of it, but it's likely to be a full stop. Okay, so we're getting ready this week to write our set of instructions. We've already deconstructed and we've had a go at writing a very short set of instructions. So just to get your brains warmed up, you need to remember that our instructions need bossy or verbs, or the proper name for them, imperative verbs. They tell people what they need to do. But together with our imperative verb, we often use an adverb, because an adverb describes how you carry out the verb. So you think the difference between someone saying, hold out your hand slowly. Just gives the person reading the instructions a bit more of an idea about how they should do it. We could have our adverb at the end of the sentence, like slowly, or we can bring it to the front. And look at what happens when we have it at the front. We need to have a comma after it. Carefully place a reward in your outstretched hand. So we could have done the same with this top sentence here. Slowly, comma, hold out your hand. So I'd like you to have a go at coming up with some instructions where you've got your verbs over here and you've got your adverbs over here. So I'm going to pause the film and try and come up with maybe 5 different sentences where you pick a verb. So for example, we could have speak. Obviously, you could choose a verb that's not in this box. Speak firmly when giving your dragon commands. Firmly speak to your dragon when giving commands. You could try changing the word order around. So pause the film when you're ready and perhaps have a go at coming up with 5 different commands using an adverb. So our hello today, we're going to plan a set of instructions to train a dragon. Remind yourself first of all of the different features. You can use your checklist that you use for deconstructing to just give a bit of a reminder about what we need to include. We've got our introduction here, explaining what the instructions are for. Our you will need section with bullet points. What to do and our numbered steps. We've got our imperative verbs. We've got our adverbs telling us how to do it, and we've also got those time words, first, next. Right, the first thing you need to do then is fill out your success triangle, thinking about the different features that you know you really need to include, and also your own personal targets, whether that's a punctuation target, whether it's an editing target, whether it's a handwriting target. You only need to put 1 in each section. Right. We're going to take the instructions a step at a time. So in the first section, we have our title, and our title is How to Train a Dragon. And then we need an introduction. Now you need to remember the introduction. This is your plan. It's going to be quite brief. You're writing it in note form. Most important skill of being a Viking, a member of Hooligan tribe, is being able to train your dragon. Forget Professor Yobbish's guide. Read these instructions to get an obedient dragon. It's in note format. So a couple of bullet points in each section you will need. So I've decided I'm going to put plenty of dragon food, and I've put my brackets there to remind myself that I want to use it when I come to write it. Mice, cats and fish, a bucket, a leather glove, lots of patience, a long stick or staff. Obviously when you come to write your instructions, and if you've missed something out, well, then you can include it when you're writing your instructions up. So for the moment, these are just your key ideas of the things you'll need. Right, our next paragraph, what to do. So yes, it is in note format, but we still need to think about, be quite ordered about the actual steps we want to include. First, collect dragon food. Really important in your plan to think about those words to do with time and also those adverbs. Note, only train when dragon is hungry. Next, put on protective glove. Place small piece of food in outstretched hand. So again, it's note format because we're going to be writing it up in full when we come to actually write our instructions. Whistle 3 times and shout firmly, come. So I've got my adverb there. Reward dragon with food. Repeat at least 3 times a day for first 4 weeks while dragon is young. Once dragon begins to trust you, and I've decided to include some extra information in brackets here, you will know it trusts you because it's following instructions. You can reward by tickling tummy. Only use end of staff or stick at first. Could bite off arm in excitement. Because remember, I said you need the staff or stick in my you will need section, so I do need to include why you need it here in my instructions. Now, this is a note format, so I would expect you probably would have 5 or 6 instructions here, which then you'll add more detail to when you come to write your instructions up. And finally, our closing statement, the importance of training. Training requires commitment, but will be rewarded with a loyal and obedient dragon. So now it's your turn to have a go at planning your instructions. Bronze, ensure you're using imperative verbs and adverbs of time. Silver, imperative verbs, adverbs of time, adverbs, high quality vocabulary, words like obedient. Gold, imperative verbs, adverbs of time, adverbs, high quality vocabulary, and any subject specific or technical vocabulary linked to training. For example, words like discipline. I would expect that you would be able to complete your plan in one lesson. So when you've finished your plan, just go back through and look at your success criteria and the features on the deconstruction grid to ensure that you've included everything you need.